How's everybody doing? Gonna start late. All of a sudden, the Insta360 stopped working. I'm trying to figure out what's the deal with the drivers, and if that fails, I'm going to switch to try to stream from my cell phone. Thank you for bearing with me. This is kind of an experimental thing. Hopefully, it'll work out. And yeah. All right, that's about as good as it's going to get for now. Sorry for the delay. I have been working to set up this like remote streaming station for 3 to 4 hours now between everything with the 3D printer and streaming things through VDO.ninja. I probably should have started, at noon today. I didn't expect it to be this fraught with technical difficulties. The Insta360 camera just isn't working with my Surface. Anyways, so we're gonna get started. I think we're gonna solder the pins onto the Pwnagotchi. Let me know if you can or can't hear me. This is very experimental, and I'm sorry to subject everybody to the experiment, but hopefully we'll get through this. Brody XC just built his own Pwnagotchi. I'm glad I was able to help out. Hopefully this video will help out as well. I'm gonna fire things up and get started here. Bear with me again, this is all kind of a work in progress. Alright, thank you. This is going to be especially challenging because now that I have to use my phone, I can't use my electronic microscope to see the welds better. So that's going to be an issue. But like I said, bear with me and hopefully we'll get through this. And it'll be moderately fun. Mic sounds good. Appreciate that. So here's all the parts and then some. Again, starting 4 hours early, I thought I was prepared, but not so much. All right, so here we have the Pi Zero. Let me get my header pins. And hopefully we'll get yeah, my eyes are shot though. Sean, like they're really, really bad. All right, here we go. That's not plugged in. You should be able to, if I had my Insta360 headset, you could see the surrounding areas and just what a mess it is in terms of this remote streaming setup. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put some flux on here. Trying to do something of a speed run, make this look easy and inspirational. This is a new board. I don't recognize some of the traces on here. Anyways, the tips and tricks video I was going to make, eventually I realized that the tips and tricks weren't really universal and applicable. I have a Hakko soldering iron here, which is a great soldering iron, but if you just start, I don't know if you can see this here, if you just start pressing up to try and turn up the heat, what you're actually doing is setting the offset, not the temperature. So when you dial in like 480 the wrong way, what you're really doing is offsetting the temperature by 480 degrees Celsius, and your actual temperature is very nearly zero. So that took a while to troubleshoot. Alright, I don't know how this is going to go. Wish me luck. I think what I did last time was just kind of feed the solder, like heat up the pin and feed in the solder, and that seemed to work pretty well, so I'm going to try that. So far so good. And I spoke too soon. Alright, so I guess if I tin the tip, it's a little bit more successful. It looks okay. Choosing the headless model, yeah, at the time there was an availability issue and an expense issue. And hold on a second, I don't know what that noise is. I'll be right back. But basically it came down to availability and cost. If I had to do it over again, I probably wouldn't choose the headless one. Other than I do like soldering when I'm able to use, you know, all the proper equipment, like the microscope and stuff. I mean, it looks okay so far, but I'm going to be real disappointed if we get to the end and this doesn't work. Headless model just means it doesn't have the pins built in. You gotta solder them yourself. And then the other issue was too that originally I wanted to do a completely Pwnagotchi version, in which, and to do that you have to have the black plastic part removed. So that was another consideration, but that's not as important. to me now that I've kind of, built a slimish Pwnagotchi form factor case, which is printing right now. We can switch back and forth to that. I'm pretty much working blind here. Generally, my eyes are shot and we're kind of in low light here. I don't know if this is going to help. Like I said, originally I was going to use the Insta360 headset. And then I could use the cell phone as the monitor for my electron microscope. We're going to try this the old school way. That is barely any better. It's really, I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but it's really distorted. Not adding a real-time clock. I don't really have a... I don't see the real benefit to it. I mean, more than anything, what you want is, the GPS location. Which is easy enough hardware application. I have another Pi board, and I might try to, like as part of the Encore, I might try to, well no I can't, because that would definitely require the electronic magnification. I was going to try to rewire the antenna. I've got a bunch of antenna parts to add on. So no real-time clock. Last year, you'll notice my hands are kind of shaky. Last year I managed to sever my median nerve in my left hand. With an X-Acto chisel. Long story short, I was trying to chisel. It was a stupid accident. I was trying to chisel the raft off a 3D print, and I was being careful, but both my hands, like I was chiseling like this away from myself, but I was doing it with such force, and then when it just kind of slipped, both hands slipped at the same time, and I slammed the chisel right into my wrist. And no more median nerve. And I declined the surgery because my experience has been you kind of want to take your chances with healing naturally a lot of the times. Although now I kind of regret it. Usually I bounce back real fast and I don't have any long-lasting ill effects of, whatever damage I do to myself. But My hand is not the same. The V1.5.5 or the V1.5.5 fix? But I would say that, yeah, 15 minutes is probably pretty decent. Of course, it's going to depend on your internet connection. I don't like that one. These are pretty ugly. I think after the stream I'll redo some of them once I have the proper magnifying glass. But so far I don't see any shorts. I recommend the fixed version, and there's a link to it on the second video. If you can get the fixed version, that's the one to go with, especially if you're going to make more than one Pwnagotchi and you need them to like conspire. If you're able to see any short potentials that I'm not able to see, let me know. This is not my best work, obviously. It's so much nicer with the electronic magnifying stuff. Oh my god. Come on, left hand, obey. Adapt and overcome. Anyways, everyone, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Being a part of this experimentation with me. If it goes well, I might do more of these. Get to tin the tip. Like I said, I should have started on this noon today. I had no idea it was going to be this difficult to get everything set up and working right. I had watched a video on streaming with the Insta 360 and it was like, just plug it in and Windows will recognize it. That has not been the case. Bear with me. I do have a real nice laptop setup here. I'm using a Surface Pro and a second monitor. By the way, I don't think I'm trying to use a is the video coming through? On YouTube it doesn't seem to be. On Restream it's working. Whoa. Alright, it seems to be working. Alright, thank you. I mean, under the circumstances, considering that I can barely see anything, it's okay. I've had a lot of injuries, including eye injuries. Things just add up after a while. Oh my God. That one didn't go good. Anyways, I just finished up my cybersecurity boot camp with Springboard, and the idea is if you don't get a job, they refund your money. And the cybersecurity market is not as hot as people would like you to believe. And I was not able to get a job in the time allotted. But Springboard honored their refund commitment, even though it came kind of late. The biggest problem is, you know, with so much at stake with cybersecurity, they really, really want experience. And you'll see a lot of videos where they're like, oh, you don't need a degree, you don't even need certification, all you need is, you know, an enthusiasm to learn, and they'll train the right people, and you need soft skills and communication, but that's all code for what we really want is experience. Like even the entry level stuff, some of them will ask for like 3 to 5 years of experience. They'll call it an entry level job and still require, you know, multiple years of experience. All right, this is as good. Oh my gosh, I'm screwing up the very last one. It looks like it's almost on the other pad here. Pwnagotchi, I use it mostly for, wow, yeah, that one's no good. Troubleshooting, like building my troubleshooting experience. And if you look at a lot of the videos, you know, a lot of it is how to get SSH working in Windows and what to do when things go wrong. And basically just, you know, practice with Linux commands and learning how things work. And in the first video I said, you know, recruiters and hiring managers like to see that you're working on projects. So, you know, advertising, brand building, and demonstrating that to recruiters. I mean, I basically use it for everything but auditing Wi-Fi. Guys, I don't know about this. This is a very suspect weld. This is some of the worst. I'm embarrassed. This is some of the worst work I've ever done. But again, my eyes are shot. It's showing up good on video, but it's actually quite dark in here. I'm going to make a lot of excuses for how bad this is. But I really have come to rely on that electron microscope. So, all right, the next thing I'm going to do is, that is ugly. Next thing I'm going to do is try to and the other thing it's good for is, you know, inspiring other people to learn about cybersecurity and make projects and have fun. Education, that sort of thing. Cool, what am I doing? I am making a Pwnagotchi, which is an AI Wi-Fi hacking toy. Guess that's a good way to describe it. I gotta find my clippers here. I have like 3 pairs of flush cutters and I can never find them. I always kind of wondered if I could just kind of cut them off with a Dremel, but that seems like it could go wrong very fast. Yeah, math was never my strong suit, but I wish I was better at it. Uh, I've always been interested in cryptography. There's a book by Dr. Singh. It's quite dated now, but it gives a lot of history of cryptography. It's called The Code Book, and I highly recommend that book. The Code Book by Dr. Singh. Any idea why I get access denied when in SSH? Is it saying that your password isn't working, or maybe you didn't accept one of the? Sometimes they'll say, security danger. Do you want to accept the certificate? That sort of thing. Alternately, if you're trying to like transfer files between Windows and your Pwnagotchi, you might need to enable SSH server in Windows, and I have a video on that. I think it's the third or fourth video. Anyways, bear with me. I am going to go find my flush cutters, and in the meanwhile, I'm gonna switch over to the 3D printing of the case, which I had hoped I would time to finish with the completion of the Pwnagotchi. But don't worry, I have one already on standby in case the timing doesn't work out. All right, so bear with me for a moment, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. I thought I was going to have to go to another shed, but I turned around, and there was a pair right there. Very embarrassing. This whole thing is kind of been a bit of an embarrassment. That's for another project. Oh, here's the WaveShare screen. I'm going to pull out the WaveShare board just to kind of gauge how deep the pins have to be. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with this? I'm pretty sure I have some sort of Moore's Law field effect, where Moore's Law is just especially potent around me, so I gotta go about a little more than halfway. I'm not only going to put this in a plastic bag, I'm going to put on goggles. Oh, and you can't see anything yet. And we're back. This is going to be very awkward. You can see why I'm using goggles in the plastic bag, because these things, I'm not even sure the bag is doing that much to contain them. These are dangerous. Eye stabbing arrows. See, they're like shooting all the way across the room. And I'm super concerned that my cat might step on them. Let's see if I can do this further in the bag here. You guys, I'm having a hard time seeing any of this. You're probably not able to see anything here. Nope, too far. Not enough room. Did I mention my left hand doesn't work right? I'm a very literal doctor who said I was going to be all right. It's an Arrested Development reference. Anybody Arrested Development fans out there? I don't know if it's echo, but it genuinely sounds like these are shooting right across the room. These are dull, and I'm not getting the... My worst nightmare is that I'm going to break one of the pins off. This isn't going great. Of course, the WaveShare doesn't really utilize, or the Pwnagotchi anyways, doesn't utilize all these pins. Right. Try doing them one at a time and start from the other end. I'm not entirely sure where my needle nose pliers are either, so repairing these bends is going to be another problem. I hope nobody's too disappointed if this doesn't work out at all. The Pwnagotchis can basically conspire and share information about the Wi-Fi networks between them and kind of divvy up the tasks. And the way I understand it, it's basically, you know, you're adding additional processing power to the task. Maybe I don't want Need one of those pliers. Maybe I want tweezers. The other thing I'm going to do here is, this isn't in any of the videos, but I found that it's always a good idea to use a file to get these all to be the same height. Obviously, this is a very delicate operation. The worst thing that could go wrong right now is to break one of these pins off. That would end the stream. I would rage quit. Might be a good idea to file them down first and then you know, just try to force it into the WaveShare and have the WaveShare header straighten them out. I don't know. I think I'm going to move to the file. Oh, thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words, Ari. I appreciate it. I'm doing my best under very difficult circumstances. Leave a message in the comments. What movie is that from? I'm doing my best under very difficult circumstances. Let's start with the larger file. I am doing my best under very difficult circumstances. Obviously, the concern here is that filing will bend the pins too. Thank you, Bull Rider. Josh, is it? It may be. I haven't seen that. I'm familiar with the Beck song in A Life Less Ordinary. Is that just something that it's the same? It's a Ewan McGregor movie that I'm thinking of. But I've never seen A Life Less Ordinary. A character named Spud says it. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad I could help. The movie I'm thinking of is Trainspotting. Oftre, good seeing you again. This is actually what I call a slimish Pwnagotchi. So I'm trimming the pins down, but not to the point where it still has the black plastic part of the header. A true slim Pwnagotchi. First of all, they typically don't weld in all the pins. It's just like probably 8 pins that the Pwnagotchi and the WaveShare absolutely need. And so this is kind of my own hybrid between slim Pwnagotchi and a slim Pwnagotchi and a Pwnagotchi. And I had to create a special form factor 3D printed case for that. Ari, I don't actually know what the difference is. From what I've heard from people, if you use the 1.5.5 fix, it will work with a WaveShare 4, and in the config.toml, you still specify WaveShare v3, and it will work regardless. That's what I've heard. You know, I should check. This is a v3. And then, Josh, I do not have any plans for a Pi02W build. There's one pin here that I'm concerned about. Ooh, I think I fixed it. All right, let's attempt to put this on before we modify the WaveShare. Oh, did I? Still kind of bad. Let's, these are not all the same height. There's one pin that's super short. I don't know if I want to file them all down. Let's see how flush this fits, or if I can get it on at all. There's so many moments of truth that are involved with this. Like every step of the way, there's like, is this going to work? Is this going to work? Did I break it? Is it working? All right, it fits and it is flush. Can I get it off without wrecking anything? Another moment of truth. So far, so good. All right. We're going to put the Pi0 aside, someplace relatively safe. And we're going to modify the WaveShare board. So we're going to fire up the Hacko soldering iron again, and the fan. I think what I'm going to do is, rather than try to desolder all these pins, because that is fraught, as I remember last time, I'm just going to try to clip these. I should be wearing safety goggles for this. That is not working. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to try to desolder them. What if I just cut them way back here? This is probably not the time to experiment with technique, so I'm just going to desolder them. Yeah, we're I mean, in terms of drama, like live streaming a build like this, where you don't know if it works until the very last minute. Yeah, it's certainly edge of your seat content. Okay, maybe I did successfully cut that one off. Let's go back to trying to cut it off. Pro. Absolutely not. I'm a hack at hacking. But I appreciate the compliment. I mean, you have to either be really expert to attempt to do something like this live, or humble, knowing that it's, probably not going to turn out the way you want, and I am the latter at this point. I am very humble and just doing my best at this. At other things, not so humble. I'm just going to reflow this just so it looks a little bit better. Alright, so it did kind of scar a lot of the tracing there. But if you're not going to use it for anything else, I think that's the recommended technique, is to clip off these parts and then desolder the structural parts. Alright, so far so good. Hopefully, I mean, seemingly at least. Alright, not entirely necessary, but I'm going to cover the bare contacts with some electrical tape if I can find any. Bear with me. Have electrical tape. Hey, nephew is here.
Yep, and I washed my hands.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Why don't you pull up the green chair? Have a seat.
The one with all the stuff on it?
Yeah, set the stuff on top of that box there.
This one.
Sure. Bradley and I live stream a video game channel. Oh,
Yeah.
forget I said his name was Bert.
Bert. No. My name is
Nephew and I live stream a video game called a live stream called, what is it called?
Random Bowling Roulette.
No, Random Retro Gaming Roulette.
Oh.
And not as successful as this channel.
No,
You
but
can
we
see,
wish.
yeah, check in the back. You can see all the comments and stuff.
Oh, really? Whoa, 2 seconds.
Love it. Favorite Zelda game. What's your favorite Zelda game?
Favorite Zelda game? I've only played Breath of the Wild, so
Do you like that one?
yeah.
Mine is the first one for the SNES. I think it's Link. Oh no, the original DS one was kind of mind blowing. The way it used all the extra features of the DS.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we could get it on the Random Retro Gaming Roulette. Said it right.
Okay, apparently I don't have any electrical tape here. I do have it in the other shed. I like the 3DS XL. I'm very much a fan of the 3D. I've been playing, I think Majora's Mask on the 3DS XL. That's the most recent one I played. Nephew, can you entertain them while I go get electrical tape?
How do I entertain? Is the camera facing me?
No, it's just looking. This is all it's seeing right now. But I'm gonna turn off the phone and look at the printer, and
look at that printer. Same thing, right?
Sure. Discuss Zelda games with them.
Okay, game.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Zelda is a game, and you play it, and it's fun, like really fun, and there's castles, people, monsters, Zelda, and some temples or towers, whatever you want to call them, and try to save the Zelda from this dragon. I think that's a dragon. Yes, dragon-like thing.
Excuse me.
And your Link.
For a second.
And Link is doing the.
All right, everybody, I'm back. Sorry I subjected you to all that. I am running a Creality 3D CR10. It's like it's tough with the Creality stuff because like they have like 8 different versions of every SKU. So like there's like probably 7 or 8 different versions of the Creality CR10.
Am I smart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell everybody how you did on your last math test.
I won.
You won. He beat everybody in his class.
Yeah.
You got 100, right? Only one in the class to get 100.
Yeah.
But I really recommend the CR10 because It has a large print volume. It's pretty easy to maintain. One of the crazy things when I was first printing these Pwnagotchi cases, I couldn't get them to print, and then I couldn't get the extruder to advance. This is a crazy story. The thing that pushes out the filament,
Yeah.
it wouldn't extrude, and so I replaced the main board. I upgraded the firmware. It still didn't work. I swapped out the extruder motor like 3 different times. It didn't work. I replaced the wires to the extruder, even though I couldn't see anything that was wrong with them, and it still wouldn't work. And what had happened was, now there was a defect with the monitor too. On the CR10, it has like a little display, and one of the lines was dead, so you couldn't read that particular portion of the screen, but I didn't think of anything of it. But while I was tearing it apart and repairing everything, I decided to replace the screen, and once I did, when I got to the extruder calibration, it gave me the reading that it would refuse to extrude because the nozzle temperature wasn't hot enough, which is ridiculous because anybody who's had a clog knows that all that happens is that the gears strip the filament. Like, it doesn't break the motor or anything. So to like disable the printer and the extruder just because, you know, the nozzle wasn't hot enough, like what if you needed to, you know, troubleshoot the extruder independent of the nozzle being hot, which is what I had to do. Just an absolute ridiculous nonsense, and the firmware upgrade kind of eliminated that. So now I can test the extruder without having to heat up the nozzle. But I was kind of livid that's why the extruder wasn't working, is because the printer decided, independent of any of my input, that it was just going to disable the extruder.
Yappy!
And so it cost me like, you know, over $100 in like replacement parts and a lot of time to get it working.
Yappy! It's my new catchphrase.
Is it?
Yeah, yappy.
What about woozle wazzle?
Woozle wuzzle. That's gonna be your new catchphrase.
How long is the delay? I'm only seeing the printer still.
I don't know.
See, this is what's streaming. This is where we are. The delay is like 2 minutes. Anyways, Link to the Past, very good, yes. And then I think there's like some sort of remake version of the 3DS XL that I want to play but haven't gotten around to. All right. So the WaveShare thing is on.
Hey, people are talking to us.
Yeah, there's lots of people watching.
How many?
I'll have to check. Let's see.
Five.
Looks like 5. That's our highest viewership ever.
That's not that's kind of sad. That's sad. That's really sad.
Yeah, but look at all the nice comments we're getting. And
Yay.
we're helping people.
Yappy!
All right. Let's see here.
And people help us.
And people, yep. You get help by being helpful. All right. What's next? We got to do the battery.
I know how to put batteries and stuff.
Yeah, these are kind of a pain though, a lot of the time.
I'm just here to look at you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
It's hard too. It's a hard job. That's why I'm getting paid. That's why I'm getting paid.
That's why you get paid the big bucks?
Yep.
To look at me?
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
I
and
understand.
everyone else quit.
All right, everybody, thank you for sticking with us. A few engaged... See? They're saying it isn't sad. A few engaged users are more valuable than 100 disinterested fellows. Right?
No.
Correct?
You get more money.
Oh,
Money's all worth it. Have you ever heard of Mr. Beast? He got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And then he can make really good videos so other people could watch them that would actually like them, because there's a lot of stuff in them that is worth money.
Hi, Ghost.
What do you want most? What makes you happy?
To hear the I'm trying to think of the Conan quote. The sound of war and the lamentation of the women of the victims, something to that effect.
What?
I'll work on it. It's a Conan quote.
This Conan guy seems like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Stuttering all the time.
Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah, see? Yeah. I make sense.
Way to make sense.
Thanks.
Good job.
I make sense. Yeah, Pete.
I would work on that catchphrase.
No. I'm gonna keep it. No, it's copyrighted.
See, money isn't everything, but it does allow me to buy more Pwnagotchi materials.
Yeah, it does.
See, that's true.
Ha 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 ha.
All right.
I'm right. I'm also wrong. Just the way it should be.
Perfectly balanced, like all things should be.
Yep.
What movie is that from?
The movie of Bradley Farr.
Who? Burt
No.
McIntyre?
No, the famous guy, Bradley Farr.
Oh.
No, he was like, he invented the mac and cheese. He invented the face. He invented the elephant. He invented hot cross buns. He invented
Do you remember
my name.
Do you remember Austin Powers?
Yeah.
When Dr. Evil is talking about his father?
Yeah.
He would claim outrageous things like he invented the quotation mark.
God. Yep.
All right. So we're on step 3.
Which is to
we're going to kind of remount the plastic protection on the battery.
Is the
pack.
process of sensing man you could be bound, but it's easier in the long run if you do it yourself for troubleshooting reasons.
Yeah, that's where I remember a comment on one of the other videos. Somebody said, the GPS feature, Pwnagotchis are basically like Wiggle, but with more work. And my response was, that's exactly correct. But the more work, that's where the learning happens, right? So.
Learning? Never heard of that.
All right. So these, you know what? I think I'm going to try to file down. I don't want the high sugar battery to have to do all the work of lining up with pins. So I'm going to try to get this down a little bit.
But why male models?
But why male models? Josh says you're a good singer.
Thank you. I know how to play the vocal. I'm saying that right.
I told everybody
Know how to play thing. You know the thing where you got your fingers?
I told everybody last night we're swapping Bradley stories. And I told them about the time you came up with that awesome plot twist for They Live.
Oh, yeah?
That you don't even remember that you did?
Yeah, I remember that.
So, nephew and I were watching They Live. He was probably about 8 years old at the time.
I was?
Yeah.
I was like 6. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, probably 6 or 7. And we were watching They Live, which is an awesome movie, and he loved it, especially the bubblegum kick-ass part.
Yep.
And at one point, he was like, Roddy should look in a mirror with the glasses on. He might be an alien. And that was a crazy high-level plot twist to suggest as, an 8-year-old. As a 7-year-old.
7-year-old.
Or a
6-year-old.
6-year-old.
Or
He
a
was
5-year-old.
4. He couldn't even talk at the time. He just mimed Roddy putting on glasses and looking in a mirror.
I could talk when I was 4.
I think you mostly did sound effects.
Whoa.
Playing with the G.I. Joes and just making sound effects.
G.I. Joes. This is so unrealistic.
Alright, so that's not too bad. I think that'll fit, hopefully. What do you think? These are some of the worst welds I've ever done, but I had to use the cell phone as the camera. I was going to use the Insta3. They don't want to hear this again. I'll tell you
they
later.
do.
No.
Of course they do.
Alright, here we go.
I think we'll need a bigger boat.
What movie is that from?
Jaws.
Yep. Did you see that?
Yeah. What's that, Jaws?
I've never seen it the whole way through.
Oh my god. And you haven't seen Rocky?
I haven't seen Rocky.
And you like boxing?
Yeah, I love boxing.
I know, but you haven't seen Rocky, the most famous boxing movie of all time.
I think it's crazier that you didn't see the last Tyson Fury fight. If you love boxing. If you love boxing, you should see actual boxing.
I saw it once when I was doing it.
We should hit the heavy bag tomorrow.
Heavy bag? Why do they call it a heavy bag? If it gets ripped and it's not heavy anymore. Why models?
Why male models?
Someone please explain to me.
Sorry, everybody out there, if we're just kind of mumbling amongst ourselves. My eyes are shut.
This little tent, the thing that we're in right now drives us insane. We're losing our brains. What's that? Come with me if you want to live. Everyone's gonna...
I hope to see the Tyson Fury fight. I'm not sure I'm going to go about it not having any money.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to advance the chat, but it's not responding. No, go down, not up.
I'm so good at words.
In my defense, Bull Rider, I usually have I usually am able to use a electronic magnifying apparatus, but the cell phone serves as the monitor, and because I had technical difficulties with the Insta360, I had to switch to using the cell phone as the webcam, and so that's part of the problem. Also, longtime viewers will know that I severed my median nerve,
No, you should do.
crippling my left hand.
know what we should do? We
What's
should
that?
get sharks with lasers on their heads.
Where would we keep them?
In the water. Duh! Everyone's gonna dislike because we're people that say crazy movie
Quotes?
quotes.
That's the only way I can relate to people is
and-
by talking in movie quotes.
Yeah, and we do this in a tiny shed where we
That didn't
live.
work.
By the way,
Is there supposed to be
510 Fake Street, in a tiny little shed in the woods. It's very tiny.
I don't remember there being like nuts on the other side of this. Oh, it's supposed to go around it's supposed to go the other way. I am not very bright.
No, but you're smart.
Sometimes, about some things.
What is that? And why is that?
No, I'm very conscious of the fact that these welds are awful. They're some of the worst I've ever done.
What? No. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
I'm standing up. I'm supposed to be sitting down.
Did you have a football game today?
No, tomorrow.
Where were you?
At my grandma's.
How was that?
She was
Especially
small.
crazy? Oh. Which side of the family? Your father's or your mom's?
Father.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All of them are crazy though.
Yeah, that's true.
One has one thinks that we have Asian lettuce on our car.
What?
Yeah.
You have what?
Asian lettuce on our car.
On your car?
Yeah.
Why?
One day I went to my grandma's
Uh-huh.
and we had the Jeep and we had the kayak thing holder on it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "You guys got Asian lettuce on your car."
I have,
Mom.
I have nothing to add to that
Sorry.
except for that Mystery Science Theater movie. One of my favorite quotes from that is the villain is trying to convince people on a spaceship to mutiny. And he says, "Would any of you like to confuse slavery for freedom?" And Mike Nelson says, "I'd like to confuse cabbage and bok choy." And I don't know why, but that was super funny to me.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Now I'm happy.
Puma Man.
I
reference.
chase people around throwing them out of windows thinking that they're a Puma Man.
That's a good one. Let's see here. I guess we're coming to the bless you. We're coming to the 8th moment of truth here. How's everybody doing out there?
Good morning. It is now officially 12 p.m. Right, Mike?
Is it really? No. I can't believe this has only taken an hour and a half.
Wow.
I'm pretty proud of the fact that I'm moving right along.
Hey, look at Legos. No. Did you do the video with the Legos yet?
No, we gotta do that in a minute. Nephew is referring to, I'm going to do a stop-motion Lego reenactment of a crazy cybersecurity interview that I had, in which their CTF machine was down. This is like a top 5 pen testing company, consulting company, top 5 in the world. Their CTF machine was down, and they wanted me to like role play a pen test engagement. They literally they were like a dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons. They're like, "All right, you're in front of a computer, and at the login screen, what do you type in? And then I was like, well, I guess the first thing I'd do is create an account and mess around with IDOR vulnerabilities. And he's like, I'm like, should I roll for a skill check? And he was like, no, that doesn't work. And I was like, all right, I guess SQL injection. And it was just really awkward. Like I had to like speak what I was typing out at the computer. I was like, all right, I'm typing out INCLUD. It was very frustrating.
You've said too much.
And then, why are these numbers?
1.
All right,
2,
you know what?
3, 4.
Once again, I apologize. I'm going to have to go find a. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to plug in one of my other Pwnagotchi micro SD cards and see if that works. What I wanted to do was walk through burning an image to a card, but that's already accomplished in another video. I'll tell you what, vote in the comments. What should I do? Should I just plug in an existing Pwnagotchi card, or should I walk through burning an image to a micro SD card? And let me know what you think. And in the interim, I'm going to go get all the necessary materials. I apologize for not being more prepared. This has been an ordeal, though. Right. That's for you to take over. I'll be right back.
That's been another edition of Saturday nights. Friday nights at whatever time it is.
You know what? Maybe they will like to see the printing.
Well, they wouldn't.
There we go.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Wow. It's printing. Yay. That's very happy. Yappy! I wonder, this tiny shred is built handmade by someone that was sick. Do 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 do. And his bike! He's back! Back bike! There's 2 different meetings here. Gotta figure out which one it is. Bike or back? Imagine you've been muted the whole entire time we were recording.
That would be very embarrassing.
It would. Why are we muted?
All right. People are voting that I do it that I do it from scratch. Oh boy. All right. I am not sure. Oh, good. I brought my USB adapter, so we can do it from scratch. This place is turning into a. Still haven't come up with a better catchphrase than that.
It's my new one.
All right.
I can't get any other catchphrase because every other catchphrase is copyrighted. Now this one is.
All right. I think this one already has one on it, but let's see. All right, what are we gonna have to unplug to get this to work? We're gonna have to
Everyone's
unplug that.
gonna be twiddling their thumbs like that.
And we're back.
And while they are doing that, we'll be doing right, Mike?
Yep.
Okay.
How thick are the walls of your case? I think they're 3 millimeters.
We're gonna do the test of the breaking everything.
Test of the breaking what?
Everything. The thing that's breakable.
The WPA thing?
Yes.
That we did the video for already?
No.
Why does it keep...
Remember we couldn't break it?
Yeah.
So you said we were going to do another one?
What happened? We lost the phone. We lost the feed. Sorry. I kind of modified somebody else's case.
So now you're getting sued?
Ari, I am offering people on Discord, and I'll extend the offer to you. I'll print it for free, and if you just want to pay shipping, I can print you a slimish Pwnagotchi case.
Can I have some money?
Sure.
How much money do you make a year?
I'm not saying that.
I'll tell you how much I'm making. Negative $5,000.
That seems about right. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties.
Mike, do you want a gift? Do you want a gift?
Do I want a gift?
Yes.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, negative $20. Here you go. Now you owe me.
Transform. Fit the screen. Oh, it's back. Transform. Rotate 90 degrees. And now we have to do this manually because if we fit the screen again, it just rotates it. I should have locked it. I don't know why I didn't. Bradley, or nephew, stop with clapping, please.
Why? It's awesome.
All right, locking it, and we're good to go again. What's the Discord? The Discord, it's Cyberspaceman Mike. There's a link on cyberspacemanmike.com and in, I think, the most recent YouTube video. My patience is a virtue. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you all for being patient with me because obviously this hasn't gone as smoothly as I had planned. Right? So I appreciate that. You've heard of Murphy's Law, right? What can go wrong will go wrong.
No.
That has never been truer than with anything I have ever done. All right, I'm going to add a source here. Not a media source. We're going to add display capture. Surface Pro 1.
But why Pwnagotchis?
But why male models? And fit to screen.
Could we explain to them how it's male models?
I think everybody's seen Zoolander.
It's a train.
right, good enough. And we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's see, Pwnagotchi stuff. All right, if you can find something off of Thingiverse that I don't have to modify, I'll print that too. Let's see here. Selena Etcher. So what we're doing now is we got to get the Pwnagotchi OS on the micro SD card and then plug it in and test it and see if it works.
But the what? The what? The what?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right, I think we're ready to transfer back to the Surface Pro. So we're going to flash from file. And this desktop, Pwnagotchi stuff.
My name is Phil. Phil Hart.
Whoa, I don't have the fix. Bear with me.
Bear with me.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Is it just me, or is it time to party?
Or is it getting crazy out there?
What's going crazy out there?
All right, we gotta go back to the USB stick and see if we have the fix file on there. Oh my God, cancel, minimize,
Look at all the little trees.
Close.
And the little birdies singing blasphemy.
They're singing blasphemy?
Yes. Now the song where it goes, hello, hello.
Oh, I found the image file, so we're going to copy that to the desktop. Josh, cool, I appreciate that. Maybe we can host some of those on cyberspacemanmike.com for download if you're interested.
I'm downloading what now?
Josh says he has a couple of different STL files for printing cases of different sizes. And I'm saying maybe we can host them on Cyberspaceman Mike.
Join the Discord.
He joined the Discord. Discord is like a messaging application. All right, everybody. I am copying the file over to the desktop, and then we'll burn it shortly.
It is now 12 a.m.
What do you think? Do you think it's going to work? A lot of the solder joints I've done are very suspect. Like, they're not great.
I think it's going to be suspect.
Are you suspect of the welds?
I think suspect is a very sus word. Get it? Mike, get it?
I get it. Josh, okay, sounds good. Appreciate it. So we're just copying stuff. So you have a football game tomorrow?
Yes.
Where at? Well, wait, don't tell anybody. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite food?
Steak.
Of course, good one. What Korean words do you remember?
안녕하세요, 좋아하세요.
Yeah.
네, 네.
How do you say dumb?
I don't know, but I know how to say hurry up.
How do you say that?
Pali.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pabo.
Pabo, yeah, that's dumb. And school is dumb. It's Hakyo Pabo Imnida.
Hakyo Pabo Dimita.
Wait, not Hakyo. I'm thinking.
Hockey.
I'm thinking of my soldering station. Hagwon. Hagwan Pabo Imnida.
Hagwan Pabo Imnida.
Imnida. Imnida is it is. Yep.
So everything is backwards in this silly world.
In the silly Korean
Krita.
language. Korean is subject, verb, subject, object, verb. Like they speak like Yoda speaks. Yep, baka for Japanese. I know that from my anime. I hardly know any other Japanese word, but that one repeatedly pops up in anime.
Anne.
Anne is no.
I know.
I was in Osaka for a night on a visa run, and it was rough. I slept in a McDonald's.
How do you say loser in Korean?
You could just call them pabo.
That was so pabo of you.
Sleeping in a McDonald's?
Yes, why?
I was broke.
Why were you, did you even get any food?
At McDonald's, yeah.
How poor were you?
Oop, can't select that target.
I made $1 a year.
At the end of 6 months of working in Korea, I broke even. So, like, I had just enough money to afford a plane ticket home.
That's a lot of money.
I gotta make sure I'm formatting the right disk. I think this has a Pwnagotchi build on it already, but we're gonna destroy it so that we can walk through the process. Yeah.
Are you gonna marry Jaws?
I don't get that joke. That seems to be a reoccurring joke with you guys, but I don't get it.
In the second movie,
yeah,
there's a guy dressing up, and second Jaws, he's dressing up, and then he goes to this very fancy place that looks like a wedding. So, I was like, hey, he's gonna marry Jaws.
Why is this only 256 megabytes? Do I have to do exFAT? Do I have to do NFTS? Will burning
NFL.
it fix my problem?
No. You already did this part.
Okay, so it recognizes that it's 16 gigabytes.
Flash.
All right, let's try it. Flash!
No.
What the heck?
Flash.
Flash!
How about we don't say it this time?
I had to give Windows some suspect permissions in order to do this.
Flashing 0%.
There is a problem, I think, when I remember where Windows interferes with the flashing process repeatedly. And I don't remember the solution. I don't know if this is going to work.
It's going to take forever.
Fingers crossed. In the meantime,
my fingers aren't crossed.
Let's create we'll cross them.
What?
Cross them.
That sounds scary.
In the meantime, let's create a config toml. I'm going to do some of this off screen.
Okay. Well, bye.
Don't leave. I need the everybody loves your color commentary.
What? I'm coloring what with a comic book?
No, color commentary. Your banter.
What am I coloring?
Just hang out for a little while longer.
Okay.
We're almost done. You're gonna want to see this.
I will. Remember when I came in and you're like, Bradley?
Shh.
But then you realized that wasn't my name. Because...
Well, don't give any clues. Even your nickname. People with sufficient OSINT can figure it out.
Can I just tell them what Bradley stands for?
Is it an acronym?
Yes. Happy. Happy boy. It stands for that. Happy boy. That makes sense, right?
Not in the slightest. I cannot find... I'm going to do Control F, asterisk.toml. Not on this page.
I'm going to give you an interview.
You're going to interview me?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
How weak are you?
I'm super strong.
I said how weak.
Not in the slightest.
Weak, okay. How strong are you?
Super duper.
Weak.
Super duper strong.
What does your face look like?
Super handsome?
Can I see it?
I told you I started curling 55 pounds each arm.
Oh my god. Can you take that mask off?
That's my face, and you know it.
Oh, I thought it was some guy.
Oh my God.
Very detailed.
You're
mask.
not helping.
Yes, I am. Very detailed.
If anybody can link to the TOML file on the Pwnagotchi site, I would very much appreciate it because
Bye.
I am having trouble finding it. You're not going to hang around? You're just going to insult me and leave?
It's printing. I never said the mask looked scary.
I think it was implied.
No, I was about to say the mask looked handsome.
I doubt it. That would be the first time ever.
Oh, are you calling me dumb?
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Calling you a jerk. For calling me ugly.
I didn't call you ugly.
This is the first time ever that you haven't.
There's a coyote. No,
Can you actually hear the coyotes? Because then I gotta.
Most likely there's gonna be a coyote.
Because then I gotta.
They're out like every night.
I should probably close the window so that the cat can't get out.
Yeah, you should close it every night. Because coyotes are
But then
always out.
Coda has a nervous breakdown. Please, chat, I'm calling on your collective wisdom to help save my sanity and find the TOML file. Are you really leaving? Chat, if you're there, please link to the config.toml file on the Pwnagotchi site. I'm cracking under the pressure. Okay, I found it. Quite fittingly, it was on the configuration site section of the site. All right, am I on GitHub? I think I have some contributions under the username MikeJKelly.com, but I'm not entirely sure. In the upcoming days, I'm going to contribute to the custom faces mod with Radical Edward emoticons that will replace the Pwnagotchi face. All right, so control, oh no. Control copy. Should probably be a text file, right? But eighth moment of truth coming up. Thank you for sticking with us to the very bitter end. I'm kind of surprised it only took like 2.5 hours. I don't know, maybe I expected it to take less. I thought I'd be more prepared and things would go a little more swimmingly. I mean, this is my third attempt at building this. In reality, with all the setup that was necessary for the streaming, this probably took about 7 hours to put together, but it is what it is. We're in the final stretch now. And we gotta unplug it and plug it back in. I remember that from watching Cyberspaceman Mike, the second video. And the file size is wrong, but hopefully it will. I can't remember if I have to change that with like partition magic or if booting it, the OS repartitions it. I think booting it will fix it. If anybody knows, let me know. And if I remember correctly, that's all that we need to do. We can plug it in now and all right, no, but you have to edit it, the config.toml, then copy it in, and then it propagates it in another location, and you can edit it there on the Pwnagotchi, typically by SSHing in through PuTTY. All right. I call this the 8th moment of truth. It's the final countdown. Na-na-na-na. Not going to put it in a case yet. I don't know if the battery comes fully charged yet. And let's see here. It's the final countdown. Is it 9 already? Are we up to 9? Could be. Da-na-na-na-na. And I forget which one to plug it into. Oh, we should probably plug it into the battery and turn the battery on. Taking bets. Who thinks this is going to work? Waiting is the hardest part. I remember when my friend told me, he's like, hey, did you hear Tom Petty died? I said, yeah, it's a real heartbreaker. The waiting is the hardest part. Can I zoom? Can't zoom. I can artificially zoom. Can I? As I was rescaling, there was some, like a reset of the screen momentarily. I genuinely cannot remember if there was something more I had to do with the config file and setting it up. There was a momentary refresh of the screen. Now it doesn't seem to be doing anything. There looks to be activity. You can kind of see the light flickering there. Do not unplug your Pwnagotchi during this time, as it is generating the RSA keys. And unplugging it may cause corruption of the keys. A real heartbreaker, get it? Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers? I think the elapsed time is typically like 7 minutes. Did anybody start the clock? Oh, stuff is happening. Yay! Oh man, it's upside down. Oh, how am I going to fix that? I'm so sad nephew wasn't here to see this gloriousness. Da-na-na-na-na. It's taking a while to burn in. Oh, please, please let this work. And it worked. We did it. Yay! Those were some real, as my nephew would say, sus welds. So I was kind of worried about that. I'm very glad it worked. The next thing is to see if we can fit it into a case. Like a cooking show, you know, we have the one printing, but I also have this one that is finished up. So we're going to try to plug that in and see if it will fit. And if so, I think we're going to call it a night. Call it success. I don't know how long it's going to last on battery power. I don't know how to reorientate these wires without breaking anything. Yeah, right now it's please let this work. Eventually what I'm gonna do is just can I just flip it over? Why not? Eventually what I'm gonna do is flash one of my saved images, one of my custom configured image files. Alright, this should fit. That's not right. So close. There we go. Wait, it's not all the way in. We're so close. Something is... Alright, this is where the file comes in handy. Why did my phone die? Is it not plugged in? It is not plugged in. Technical difficulties. Yeah, it's very snug. It's very smug. It's very snug, and the problem is there's some flashing from the printing, and I don't have a good way to get rid of it. It's in a hard to reach place. By the way, because I had 8 different other things plugged into the one outlet, the phone just died. Very anticlimactic. It makes me sick to my stomach every time I have to get out the X-Acto that severed my median nerve. Hopefully the phone will come back online and you can see it. But every time I look at this thing and am reminded of the damage it did to my hand, it kind of makes me sick. We're at 1%, but we're on battery power, so it should start up again. We're almost there, guys. This is the 10th make it or break it point. Bear with me, bear with me. We're almost there. Should be back online. Yay, we're back in business. So this is the you can see this is probably, I don't know, can you see the scar? But yeah. When I was in the hospital, they're like, this wasn't self-harm, was it? And I told them, no, I am a danger to myself and others at all times, irrespective of my emotional state. And that got a laugh. I have half a mind to try to heat this up a little bit. Still looking around. Ooh, you know what? I should probably remove the micro SD card before I try to slide this in. I like that my Pwnagotchi rightly looks suspicious of my efforts. Alright, so we're going to turn them off. We're going to pull out the card. It burned in pretty well. What is preventing it from that last little, I think it's the battery wires. I wonder if this is one of the earlier versions of the cases I printed. Oh. Wait, why isn't the phone? The phone should be up now. Thanks for the heads up. On the phone it's working, but on OBS it is not. Thank you everybody for being so patient with all the very many problems I've been having here. It's a learning experience. That's so weird. Why isn't it working? It's the right link. All right, whatever, we're back. You'd think the pie sugar people would take more care with because it's obviously for a Raspberry Pi, so it has to be super duper compact. Why not finagle where the wires go a bit better? What is it stuck on? There's like just one last millimeter, and I'm pretty sure. It's hanged up on this side, not the wire, not the battery wire side. I wonder if this is just an old, like V1 case. Maybe it's just off center a little bit. The battery is making the magnet is making the battery shift. So I think the battery is impeding further progress, and these pins here are impeding the battery from shifting back and making a little bit more room. I wonder if this is just an old case. Luckily, I have at least one more case to try. And this one really has some bad flashing on it. This is very frustrating to have come this far and to not have it fit flush. I wonder if they changed the high sugar battery some way that it's making it. Because see, this should slide back further, but these pins are impeding it, and if I layer it on top here, then it's too thick all of a sudden, I think. Oh, there's a screen protector that will give me 0.000001 millimeters of leeway. Maybe that's all it's going to take. When I engineer things, I'm a stickler for tolerances, so that might be all we need to fit this in or not. Nope, see, battery is shifting. It's funny that this is like the thing that's taking the longest. There we go. Just taking off the screen protector was enough. All right, we did it. Let's add a lid and call it a night. I printed a couple different sizes of lids where they're just like 0.5 millimeter off to find out which one fit the best. So this is going to be a temporary lid because, you know, it has the ugly marker on it. 4 is just slightly too big. All right, so as they go up in number, they actually get smaller in size. Finishing touches, and then we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking around for this. I know the 8th moment of truth, or the 9th moment of truth, is really the money shot. And just fitting it in a case is kind of anticlimactic. But, you know, it's not done until it's done. So there's that. And since it's stuck around, I'm going to make 2 announcements. If any of you have watched Mr. Robot, there's a scene where he uses a USB Bluetooth dongle to hack a police cruiser. And if you watch the David Bombal channel, there's a guy there called Occupy the Internet who does a series of Mr. Robot hacks in real life. And that's one of the hacks he does. The problem is, he says you can't get this Bluetooth USB dongle anymore. However, being an international man of mystery, I have international connections, and I've been able to source the USB Bluetooth dongle. It's been rebranded, but it is in fact the same one they use in the course and the same one they use on Mr. Robot. Just rebranded. And so I have that on order, and if anybody wants to buy some, again, I have the international hookup. I'm going to make that a reality sometime soon. And the other thing is, as I mentioned, I'm doing a Cowboy Bebop Radical Edward face mod for the Pwnagotchi. And I'm also going to do a custom case, a Cowboy Bebop custom case. I'm basically going to do a replica of Radical Edward's cyber deck. And so that might be interesting too. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for sticking with me. Any final comments or questions about the announcements? I think this was all good. The cell phone dropped out. I think this was very... I think there is, Bull Rider, I think there is some sort of mod or app that allows for something similar to that. Uh-oh. Pretend you didn't see that. Josh, thanks for popping in to the stream. Ari, you're welcome. Thank you for thanking me. Glad to hear that you're interested in the Cowboy Bebop. Also, the Mr. Robot hacks are going to show up sooner or later. Yeah, we'll end it there. Thanks so much, everybody. And keep checking back for more information. I hate to say it, but please like and subscribe and all that. As you know, YouTube has been trying to sabotage the channel for whatever reason. And so yeah, let's help the channel keep growing.